Hello everybody, I'm Sarah and I'm a recorder player. It's time for Team Recorder Teachers. I asked you to send in your video submissions and I'm here to help you as a recorder teacher. I can't believe I've not done this before. In part, this has been inspired by the Get Good at Music videos by Adam Neely. They're fantastic. We had so many great submissions. I've made a small selection. If you don't see your video here today, maybe a next one in the future. So let's go. First up, we have Xuan performing the first movement of the J.S. Bach Partita. Very flowing, beautiful. I really like how his fingers are just flowing over those phrases. And this phrase that's climbing and climbing, he's emphasizing that with his phrasing. Beautiful. I love the flowing, agile way that he's going over all of these notes one after the other. If you look at the score, it's rows and rows of 16th notes with nowhere to breathe because Bach was not a wind player. The challenge is to bring shape into this and figuring out where to breathe. I really like how Xuan is making choices about where to breathe and building that into the phrasing as a musical choice. But if you're doing this, it's very important that the moments where you breathe make sense within the structure and within the harmony. To do this, you can look for patterns in the music, repeating phrases that come back and the underlying harmony, and make sure that you don't break this up. And if you're consistent in your phrasing in this way, it makes it much easier to bring out the harmony. But beautiful flowing lines, beautiful ideas. I would just get out a pencil and make sure those ideas fit right within the structure. Next up we have Marelise playing Van Eyck, the English Nightingale. Oh, I love this one. So playful and bird-like. Oh. So as you hear, this piece is imitating bird song, and I love how inventive she's being with it. Lovely. So the English Nightingale, this is a really well-known piece amongst recorder players. You're literally playing bird song. I would say try it in lots and lots of different ways before you settle on your final version. And in that sense, maybe you never have to have a final version. The idea is that you're a bird, you're very free, it should sound like an improvisation. So if you feel yourself always doing the exact same thing, try and flip it around and do the opposite. What I like to do is play it completely clean, no ornaments. You could try it once with trills, once with runs, once with flutter tongue, and then you've got all of these different ideas to pull out of your toolbox. And this goes for practicing basically everything. Practice it one way and then try it again in completely the opposite way. It may show you something new that you really like. Next up we have Jamison and Michael playing a Telemann duet together, and fun fact, they told me they actually made friends through Team Recorder. Oh my gosh, my heart is bursting. Not literally. Beautiful. Do you hear how well they're imitating each other? Really nice flow. bring out those chromatics. Did you hear how their tempo was just perfect? It kept this same light flowing feeling throughout the whole piece, not rushing and not dragging. That's really, really good. When you're playing in a duo, two things I'm going to say. One is matching your articulation. This was already happening really nicely. But it could be brought out even more in these. You match it perfectly, it's just like... It's also handy to decide before you play who is the leader and who is the follower. It doesn't necessarily have to be voice 1 and 2. The leader can experiment with things like articulation and timing, and the follower has to copy them. This develops so many different things. The leader has to take initiative and try out musical ideas. The follower has to listen and react. It's a really nice exercise to try. Oh, that was lovely. Next up we have Harmonix playing his own self-composed variations on London Bridge. Wow, it sounds so... It's really singing. I love that. So we take a simple melody, da, 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 and he really clearly showed how he gradually built up, adding one note in between, two, and in the end, da, 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 da. My two favourite things were the subtle changing of the harmony, adding some extra notes to make the harmony a bit more crunchy. He really wasn't afraid to use the whole range of the recorder, not only going down all the time, but up right into the top register, using all these different patterns and switching them around to make beautiful variations. Wow. I would love to have those written down. This is something you can all try at home. Take a simple melody and add different notes in between, picking and choosing from the harmony to make a variation, but it's not easy. It takes practice. One way to start this is to play your melody and in between go to the note of the bass line. Ooh, I'm going to try this. Next up we have Mani playing a Rondeau by Chedeville. Good finger work. Nice. I'm feeling the Baroque dance. It's very twiddly, but they're doing really well bringing out the shape of the music. Also with this articulation. Nice. Beautiful. Wow, there was some complex finger work there, but that did not get in the way. Fantastic. So this is a Rondeau, which was a dance in the Baroque times. You can imagine all these people actually dancing on it. It's really nice to bring this out in the music. An upbeat of two notes. Bum, bum, I already hear a lot of attention to detail in the articulation, but if this is brought out just a little bit more and those upbeats everything's gonna come really into focus. Ooh, lovely. Let's have some chamber music. Next we have a piece submitted by Anonymous, and here they performed all 4 parts of a Renaissance piece by Ferrabosco. Let's hear. It's beautiful. Renaissance music just makes my soul happy. Ooh, that was really together. Oh, hear how that open fifth just... The different entrances coming in. So it's getting more polyphonic. I like that timing. It's so nice to work in this way, play all the voices of an ensemble piece. This lets you get to know the music so much better, and I can hear that already coming through in the interpretation. With polyphonic music, you've got all of these voices weaving around each other, and it's easy to feel like a soloist doing your own thing. It's very important not only to think horizontally, following your line, but also vertically. How are you interacting with the other voices? So I like to get nerdy, make a few photocopies of my score, get some pens. One version I'm marking the dissonances in red. Another version I'm marking in my pure octaves and my pure fifths. Another version I'm marking in where each voice is starting and stopping. If you're playing polyphonic music, you should be aware of all of this. When you're together, when you're not, when you're clashing, when you're in unison. And then when you've identified those important moments, that big clash, that chord where everyone comes together, you can choose to make something of it in your interpretation. It is nerdy to work in this way, but it's going to give you a much deeper knowledge of the piece and a really beautiful performance. Next up we have Sofia. Very nice light. I really like how light and bouncy her trills and dotted notes are. I am hearing a really calm, serene sound that fits the music really well, yet with these bouncy, light, dotted notes and trills that keep everything moving forward. So really well done on that. What I would work on is how the melody fits with the bass. If we look at the bass line for this piece, it's actually a metronome. With these Baroque slow movements, it's really important to go through with your pencil and mark in exactly where the beats are. Often we rush ahead on the long notes and we take a bit too much time on the fast notes. Sometimes I had to slow down or speed up to stay with the melody. For anybody practicing a slow Baroque movement, marking where your beats are and practicing it either with a metronome or with a recording of the piece is really helpful for just understanding the structure of the rhythm. But fantastic, Sofia, get this into place and it's going to be a beautiful interpretation. And last up, let's have Chris playing the duet Lustig with himself by Hans Ulrich Staeps. Oh, I love the lighting. It's so like really good unison. There's so much happening and it's like, that's the end. I love it. This music is so strange, even though it's already quite old. I think for this style of music, this 20th century, it's not quite avant-garde, but it's a bit more atonal. We can really lean into the strangeness. So let's make sharp corners. Let's bring out these contrasts in dynamics. We have these beautiful moments of like, with the silences. So if you see something written in the music, bring it out. Those staccatos are staccato. Those silences are, those accents are. For me, the way to make a connection with this kind of music is telling a story, or at least seeing a kind of scene in front of me. So here I imagine these creatures going. The playing is already great, so lean into these details and it's going to be like, wow. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there, otherwise this video is going to be 10 years long. I had so many fantastic submissions. If you didn't see yourself here today, maybe for the future I'd love to do another video like this. If you want to be in an upcoming video, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. I'll put all the information down below because that's where I announce this. As always, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face down here. Over here is the Team Recorder Patreon where you can choose to support the channel. Thank you so much. And up here is last week's video. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye!